Hello, my dears. Do you all know that Meghan Markle is being accused of faking interviews in her own podcast? I mean, Archetype Podcast, the podcast that Meghan received an award for Best Podcaster. Guys, let's dive into the drama. So, according to industry sources, like sources close to Spotify, Meghan Markle is being accused of faking some of the interviews on her podcast. These so called sources claim that Meghan had her staffs conduct interviews with guests, and then her voice was magically edited into the final episodes. Talk about fakeness. Before you start freaking out, guys, remember these are all allegations. We are still waiting for Meghan to make a statement because you can't be accused on something that you spent so much time and made 12 episodes, and so many people are coming forward to claim that they were never interviewed by you and that your voice was magically edited into the podcast by the producers. So Meghan Markle needs to come out and clear this up. But here's the twist, my friends. This isn't the first time questions have been raised about Meghan's involvement in the podcast. Last year, a guest revealed that she didn't even speak to Meghan during her interview. She chatted with a member of Meghan's production team instead. Talk about interviewed by proxy. As we all know, she works just for 1 hour. So, what would have kept Meghan away from not conducting an interview that she was paid up to $20 million for the podcast? But she couldn't create time for interviews. And maybe just most of the interviews are just 30 minutes to 1 hour. But Meghan couldn't sit down for an interview. And just when we thought the drama was over, Meghan's $20 million podcast deal with Spotify was recently ended in a mutual agreement, in quotes. Mutual agreement. I wonder if this controversy played a role, controversy, of course, of Meghan not being able to conduct a normal interview with the guest, and the fact that her voice was being edited by the producers into the interview. Spotify's head of innovation and monetization, Bill Simmons, didn't hold back. He called the Sussexes, Harry and Meghan, as effing grifters in his own podcast. What a clapback. Spotify has been going through some changes lately, laying off staffs and re-evaluating their podcast strategy. As we all know, recently they laid off 220 workers, and you would wonder that why would they lay off so many people and leave Harry and Meghan with a $20 million deal when these two haven't done anything to deserve $20 million. So they are focusing more on the creator economy, whatever that means. Meghan is allegedly searching for a new platform to continue her podcasting adventures. The show must go on, right? Of course, the show must go on because Harry and Meghan think that they believe that they are entitled to people to give them huge and lucrative deals, as huge as the deals they've got from Spotify and Netflix, worth millions and millions of dollars. But trust me, like I saw someone compared Meghan Markle to Joe Rogan. Joe Rogan is one of the biggest podcasters ever. But Meghan Markle was offered that kind of money, that huge amount of money, just because of her title and her connections to the royal family. So people are somewhat outraged that how could Spotify stoop so low to pay Meghan that amount of money when there are top-notch A-listers when it comes to podcasts as Joe Rogan. So, and as if that's not enough, rumors are swelling that Meghan might revive her lifestyle website, The Teach, and even become a face of a high fashion and beauty brand. As we all know, lately, Meghan has been, her PR have been putting out statements about Meghan being the face of Dior. But Dior came out and said, oh, guys, hold up, wait a minute. We didn't put out the statement. So why is Meghan's PR putting out a statement about Meghan being the face of Dior? So they didn't say this straight up. They put out a tweet, and the tweet was a picture or like a list of Dior's brand ambassadors. And trust me, Meghan's name is not on the list. So that's a silent clap back. And that's a silent way of Dior distancing themselves from Harry and Meghan, because they know that once people see Meghan as the face of Dior, many people are going to run away, are going to cancel their brand. And you know what that means? You know what that means for huge brands. They're going to lose millions and millions of dollars, and nobody wants that. They don't want that. So, what's the truth behind these allegations? Did Meghan fake the interviews, or is this just another storm in a teacup? Stay tuned, folks, because the Royal Podcast saga continues. But one thing is certain, that Spotify was hackled by Harry and Meghan, or blatantly markled by Meghan. They had the Meghan Markle effect. So they hurriedly signed a huge deal with Meghan worth $20 million, guys. And this woman couldn't even produce up to 20 scenes, 20 episodes of the podcast. As if that wasn't enough. She wasn't really there physically to interview the guest. She interviewed them by proxy, and her voice was even edited by the producers and added magically on the podcast, guys. What a waste of resources. Finally, Spotify has been unhackled.